Om. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Vande Guru Paramparam Vande Guru Paramparam. So we were in the 5th, 6th verse. Here it says, where are we? 6th. 5th verse. Adityoha. We are in Prashnopanishad, chapter 1, first question. Adityoha vai prano raireva chandrama rairva etat sarvam yan murtam cha tasman murtireva raihi. It was told that surely, conclusively, Aditya means the sun itself is the pran and the moon is the rai. Remember, the duality happened and that duality is pran and rai. The question is, from where did all the creatures and beings come from? So that is being answered here. And the teacher, sage Pippalad, or who is the teacher? Angiras or Pippalad? Pippalad. He's answering that the sun is the prana. Remember, if you want to understand in our Vedantic language, this is also Vedantic language, but pran is equal to subject, is equal to experiencer, knower, seer, etc. In brackets, eater. And Chandrama is the object. Object is the experienced. Know, na, see, na. In other words, in brackets, eaten. So Pran is the eater and Chandrama is the eaten. Why? Because the sun has its own light. The moon does not have its own light. Light means consciousness. And whatever is there that is gross and subtle, everything else is rai. Rai means eaten. Therefore, all the forms, anything with attributes, anything with quality, anything with form is the object, is the eaten. And in that, with that, here it was told in the Bhashya that first was the sun was created and he is the experiencer or the enjoyer, and the moon is the rai, the enjoyed. And this is the first pair in the process of creation that was told. And here another word is used, that is, this is the Bhashya. We have already done it. I am recapping it. And this is the sun is also the sun is the pran, and meaning the enjoyer, and moon is the rai, means it is the enjoyed. And because inert matter cannot be curious, inquisitive, experiencer is necessarily curious and has the experience of the inert. And thus we can say that sun is the life and moon is matter. This is what we are also. There is life in us and we are matter. And but we must ascertain what is life and what is matter. Is body life? Is the pain life? Is the joys and sorrows life? Is the seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, tasting life? Is thinking life? So what is life? So here we are trying to come to that conclusion. Here it is saying that the sun, when we look at the outside world, sun is the life and moon is matter. And without and what is moon? Moon is matter without life. It gets life when the light gets reflected on it. It doesn't have its own light. Apply it on yourself. See what all in that you call yours, you does not have its own light. It will be a good experiment. Take a cup of tea, a nice tea to calm you, will be told to you by Martha. You can call her. And then sit down and think, okay, what is there that does not have its own light? Oh, body. Body does not have its own light. It cannot know itself. Okay, body is the eaten. It comes under Rai. Pranas, the breath. Breath is also coming and going, but it does not know that it is coming and going. So therefore, it is also matter. That which comes and goes comes under the purview of matter. Thoughts, oh my God, thoughts is life. No, thought is also coming and going. And this way, there are 2-3 more steps. You should work it out. Maybe next class we will mention it. So I've initiated you in that thinking. Now you think further. And if you want, don't keep it in your mind. Maybe pen it down, so that once you pen it down, it's crystal clear in your mind that body is not life, breath is not life, thoughts are not life, concepts are not life. So what is life? You have to question and come to that which is of the nature of light. Here it's also told that the sun is a living planet, moon is a dead planet. This is at a gross level, not anything else. Then it was told, Tad etad, one Prajapati created the pair, and what is that called? Atta and Annam. Atta is the eater, Annam is the eaten. And meaning the Prajapati, the creator, himself became the pair. Just like you yourself become divided into you became the life also, and you became the mind also, the matter also. Similarly, you yourself became the seer also, and the hearer also, the smeller also, the taster also, the thinker also, so many. So similarly, that Prajapati, that creator, himself became the pair, the two, just as another example, just as the water became the waves, the effect, and the ocean the cause. So this cause and effect game is going on. The creator and the created game is going on. The enjoyer and the enjoyed game is going on. Creator and created game is going on. The eater and the eaten, Atta and Annam, is also going on. And in this way, the reality, so what is our conclusion? The reality is both the eater and the eaten. Reality is not only the life principle. This is how normally we keep thinking that we have to move away from the matter in order to know the consciousness. But what we are telling here, that the conscious knower and the non-conscious known, both are expressions of the one. And that one is both the eater as well as the eaten. He is both the seer, the drashta, and the drushya. He is both the enjoyer and the enjoyed, experiencer and the experienced. And in this way, one must contemplate Then where are the differences? The differences are on the basis of quality. And just as, what is the quality? One is the eater, the other is eaten. But reality is both the eater as well as the eaten. For example, yes, last week we gave you one example that if a knife is cutting vegetables, then the knife is cutting, eating, damaging the vegetable or the fruit. But at the same time, the fruit is also damaging the knife, because over a period of time, the knife will become blunt. Therefore, both are coexisting, each one eating the other. So we have to think out of the box. This is what is going on. You take medicines to heal yourself. The body, the medicine is having effect on the body, but the body is also having some, what do you call, this is not the, if I take, not this example, if I take the example of Chandan, oh, kya ho gaya? One moment.
Yeah.
One moment.
Okay.
One moment. The internet is flipping. So if it happens again, just bear with me. Don't close everything. Okay. So it is done. Where are we? So just like if we eat use the sandalwood to rub on a stone to get the sandal paste, the sandalwood is getting corroded. It becomes a paste. But over a period of time, the stone is making the paste out, the powder out of the sandalwood. You add a bit of water and it becomes paste. But at the same time, the sandalwood, on continuous use of that wood, of that stone, makes a dent in the stone over a period of time. So both eating each other. And in this way, anything that is known is matter, is inert, is unknowable, and is always known by a knower. That knower is Atta, the eater. This knower-known relationship is due to that which is apart from both. And what is that which is apart from both? That is the question that you have to find out. Teacher will never answer straightforward manner. And thus, what is that which is apart from the both is the X factor, is the, you give words to it. And therefore, the matter, it was told the matter is of two types. One is gross, sthula, and the other is sukshma. And in this way, now, where are we? What is this verse? 6. Okay. One moment. So in this manner, Tatha Murta, here it says in the Sambandha Bhashya between the 5th and the 6th verse, Tatha Murtaha api pranaha atta sarvameva yacchadyam katham. So in this manner, so that which is in this manner, that which is formless, that which is beyond all forms, is the true pranas, is the true eater, and also the true enjoyer, and all that which it eats and enjoys, it alone everything is. So he himself is the eater and he himself is the eaten. And here we told you last week that maybe it comes in the next verse. Let's see where it takes us. So here it says in the 6th verse now, Athaditya udayan yat prachim disham pravishati. Athaditya udayan yat prachim disham pravishati. Tena prachyan pranan rashmishu sannidhatte. Tena prachyan pranan rashmishu sannidhatte. Yad dakshinam yat pratichim yadudhichim. Yad dakshinam yat pratichim yadudhichim. Yadado yad urdhvam. Yadado yad urdhvam yadantara disho yat sarvam. Yadado yad urdhvam yadantara disho yat sarvam. Prakashayati tena sarvan pranan rashmishu sannidhatte. Prakashayati tena sarvan pranan rashmishu sannidhatte. Together. Athaditya udayan yat prachim disham pravishati. Tena prachyan pranan rashmishu sannidhatte. Yad dakshinam yat pratichim yadudhichim. Yadado yad urdhvam yadantara disho yat sarvam prakashayati. Tena sarvan pranan rashmishu sannidhatte. He says here that at the time when the sun rises, I think we did this verse also, at the time when the sun rises, it enters the easterly direction, and at and at that time it and when it rises in the east, whatever is there in the east, let it be the direction, the east direction, whatever it is illuminating, all the pranas, it holds within its rays. And in the same manner, when it moves towards the west, north, south, east, west, inside, outside, etc., at that time, is the internet okay? All okay? Yeah. At that time, wherever it goes, there it holds all the pranas within its rays. And in this, when this was told, and the Bhashya says, Athaditya udayan nud gachan praninam chakshur gocharam agachan yat prachim disham saprakashena pravishati vyapnoti. It says, when the sun rises and when it starts moving in the upward direction, going in the northern upwards direction means what? Here don't take it only physically, that is also true, but it is more subjectively, when the sunlight, the sun in the manner of sunlight enters or is experienced by the eyes of the people, and in that manner it enters into the east by entering into the eyes of the people. So one thing I'll tell you here, many people think where the sun rises is the east, and then they get confused. Should I put the temple in the east? Should I be facing the temple in the east, or should I be, and all that thing. Our scriptures clearly say, what are they saying? East is that when the sun rays enter into your eyes. In other words, you are wherever you face, subjectively, wherever you face, that is the east. You take the physical sun as the sun, or do you take na tatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam nema vidyato bhanti kutoyam agni tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. All the sources of light, here we'll just take one sun, there are other sources, moon, stars, lightning, fire, but their boss is sun. Who is more powerful, the illuminated or the illumined who is illuminating? So if sun is illuminating everything else, who is illuminating the sun? The eyes. Who is illuminating the eyes? The mind. Who is illuminating the mind? The eye. Who is illuminating the eye? Thought, the life. Because of whom the life is the Atma or the Paramatma. So in this way, you are that which is the true sun, which is the most brightest object of the nature of light, of the nature of consciousness, of the nature of knowledge, which is pervading everything. So here the example of sun is taken, and it's told that he enters into the east, and it lightens up the east by its rays. And then it says, pravishati vyapnoti. Pravishati enters, and then vyapnoti spreads itself. Tena swatma vyaptya sarvans tat sthana pranan prachananta bhutan rashmishu swatmava bhasa rupeshu vyaptimatsu vyaptatvat praninaha sannidhatte sanniveshayati. So he says that by the sun or through the sun and its pervasiveness in that particular direction which was mentioned as the east, and by staying there in the east, whatever the pranis, whatever the living beings are there, he makes them available, and pervades the light of the sun, pervades every being and illuminates every being, and this he does it through his rays, and thus we can say that the sun through its rays holds all the life, all the pranis, or all the forms, or all the pranis, and includes them in himself, just like the ocean includes or enters into all the waves after creating the waves, and then includes all the waves in its own definition of I. The difference between this and us is we separate ourselves from everyone else. Paramatma or Ishvara, he includes everything in himself, and therefore there is no differences, there is no sense of otherness, there is no animosity, there is no raga dvesh. Great Mahatmas perform in this manner in their daily life. So we must move in that direction. In other words, here the word used is Atma Bhutan Karoti iti artaha. In other words, the sun takes all the pranis and makes them as his own self, meaning Atma Bhut. Bhut means the whole creation. Atma is his own essential. Karoti. Atma Bhutan Karoti iti artaha. So it must be understood in this manner. Tatha eva yat pravishati dakshinam yat pratichim yadudicim agha urdhvam yat pravishati yat chantara dishaha kona disho avantara disho yat chanyata sarvam prakashayati tena swaprakasha vyaptya sarvan sarva diksthan pranan rashmishu sannidhatte. Similarly, when it moves in the southern direction or west direction or north direction or goes down or goes up, it enters everything and it illuminates all the, if you want to use 8 direction or 10 direction, it illuminates all the 10 directions and it pervades all the 10 directions, and by remaining in all the directions, by pervading all the 10 directions, he holds all the 10 directions in himself, and in this manner the 6th verse was told. And similarly, when we apply it subjectively, we have to see that when the consciousness experiences the I thought, that means yesterday, I think we told, I can't remember, when the first sense of I am happens, at that very moment, the Atma, the consciousness, is ready to get differentiated. Then at that very moment, the sense of direction is born, the sense of time comes about, and then the whole body becomes enlivened, and then this is, we are telling you in steps, but this is actually what happens when you get up in the morning. And then the whole body becomes enlivened and is owned by aham vritti, means by the I thought. I am this body. I am awake. I am, it is now this time. It starts owning up everything. And the moment this enlivening happens, that means you wake up, you start expressing through the mind, senses, etc. Immediately, I versus not I begins. This is the duality that begins. This body is mine, the other body is not mine. This house is mine, that house is not mine. This bed is mine, that bed is not mine. The hunger is mine, the other people's hunger is not my hunger. These thoughts are mine, other thoughts are not mine. Get out of this limited thinking. We have to take the position of the ocean or the sun. Here the example of sun is taken, just like taking example of the water, just like the ocean pervades all the waves, and therefore we can say the ocean is holding all the waves within itself. Similarly, the sun rays pervade all the directions, illuminate all the beings, and thus the sun through its sun rays holds all the direction and the beings within itself. Having said this, if this is clear, we move on to the next. Where are we? Sa esha vaishwanaro vishwarupaha, sa esha vaishwanaro vishwarupaha, प्राणोऽग्निरुदयते तदेतद् रुचाभ्युक्तम् together. स एष वैश्वानरो वैश्वरूपः प्राणोऽग्निरुदयते तदेतद् रुचाभ्युक्तम्. This bhokta, this enjoyer, his name is Vaishwanara, and or another word for Vaishwanara is Vishwarupa. See, there are 3 things: the waker, dreamer and sleeper. You know these 3 things. The consciousness which is expressing through the waking body is called as Vishwa. This is at individual, microcosmic level. At the macrocosmic level, at the totality level, it is called as Vaishwanara, Vishwarupa. The water expressing through at a microcosmic level is called as wave. The same water expressing through the totality is called as ocean. But water is the same. When you are touching a wave, you are touching the ocean also. And you are touching the absolute also. So similarly, here it is because we are into the cause and effect, we are into atta and annam, we are into pran and rahi. Therefore, bhokta, the enjoyer, that true enjoyer is not this individual enjoyer. It is stupid. That's why all the issues in life. That's why all the wrong conclusions in our life. That's why we feel we are not successful. That's why we are struggling to live and survive. Then what is to be done? What that wave has to do? It has to recognize that it is the total ocean. Same way, our scriptures say, consciousness at microcosmic level, in the waking is called as Vishwa. Vishwa is with reference to this body. At the total body level, he is called as Vaishwanara. Just as ocean is not influenced, is not attached, is not enslaved by any wave, so also Vaishwanara, the total consciousness, even though supporting all the individual consciousnesses. The ocean supporting all individual waves is unaffected by the individual waves, is unentangled from the individual waves. Similarly, the total consciousness, Vaishwanara, is unperturbed on account of all individual consciousnesses or all. Put your audio off, please. So this is very important. Sa esha Vaishwanaro Vishwarupaha Prano Agni Rudayate, and it expresses itself, that infinite consciousness, that total consciousness is expressing itself as the prana, means the enjoyer, the bhokta, and in what manner? Pranagni, and that is the Agni means fire, and he appears, he expresses, and that Pranagni is the sun, the fire of experience, the fire of enjoying, and of the enjoyer, or the seer, or the hearer, or the knower, or the experience, the total one. What is it at the gross level? It is called as the sun. At the subtle level, who is the enjoyer? It will not be Vaishwanara. It will be the experiencer at the individual dream is called as Taijasa, and the experiencer at the total dream level is called as Hiranyagarbha or Brahmaji, the creator. So here, and in the sleep, he is called as Prajna, or at the total deep sleep state, he is called as Ishvara. So both are present with us at this moment. Question is, what are we ready to accept? Where is our attention? What is our identity in our own eyes? Are we considering ourselves to be an individual who is at the mercy of the forces, or are we at the totality level where all the forces, everything is pervaded by the self alone? And then it says, tad etad ruchabhyuktam, such. This is what we have just mentioned above, that is, sa esha Vaishwanaro Vishwarupaha Prano Agni Rudayate. This has been told by many mantras. Ruk means mantras. And in this way, in the 7th verse, I have already explained. So let's see what the Bhashya says. Sa eshaha atta prano Vaishwanaraha sarvatma vishwarupo vishwatma vacha pranognischa sa evato dayata udgachati pratyaham sarvadisha atma sakshat atmasat kurvan. So here it is told that this enjoyer, this prana in the totality form, Vaishwanara, its nature is Sarvatma. Just like ocean is the life and the Atma of every wave. Similarly, this Vaishwanara, this prana, is the Atma, Sarvatma. He is the essence of every being and everything. And Sarvarupa, Vishwarupaha. Vishwarup means all the forms are also nothing but him. So, experiencer also he is, experienced also he is. So, Atma alone, when it becomes two, then with reference to the two, the Atma is called as mind. Understand this. So that mind alone is appearing as subject and object, experiencer and experienced. That's what is told here. But for that you cannot take individual position. You have to take the total position. So it's not only in this body that the principle of the one appearing as two, the subject and the object. No, this subject, one appearing as subject and object, is not only in this body, it is everywhere. And to understand it, to cognize it, to directly experience it, by accepting yourself as an individual, it will never happen. You have to take the position of totality. So it's Sarvatma, it is Sarvarupa, meaning Vishwarupa, and Vishwatmatvacha, meaning it is the Atma of everything. There is no place that he is not. Therefore, he is called as Prana, and therefore he is called as the fire. By fire gives the form, and what did we see just now? That all the life does not have form. Matter has form. Subject has got no form. Object has form. But here we are saying what? That both subject and object is that one. So the life also, the prana also he is, and Agni also he is. Agni means the Agni gives the form, and therefore here it says Prano Agnischa sa evat udayata udgacchati pratyaham sarvadesha atmasat kurvan. And every day he is the enjoyer of all the directions from the essence point of view, and in that manner he rises every day and moves in the upward direction, and moving in this upward direction is told in the tadetat uktam vastu rucha mantrenapi abhyuktam, and this is told in the mantras also. Put your audios off, please, otherwise I will have to do it. The people, they don't listen. Okay, so now this example of sun was given. I gave you the example, or the Upanishad has given us the example of the Vaishwanara also. Now you look at it subjectively also, that every morning when you wake up every morning from sleep, what happens, which I told you in the previous verse, the sense of I am happens, thought-free sense of I am. Then that sense gets converted into I and that. Then that I thought comes, as I said before, or that then the space, time, everything, and then immediately the form comes. Until then, you're not cognizing anything. There's just a knowingness. But then, moving northwards and moving into, rising up from the east. East means inside will be where the self is resting. That is whatever is resting place. The moment it starts, you start becoming awake, means that is the east. And then it starts moving upwards, means it has entered into the eyes. Through the eyes, the light of the self expressing through the eyes. Now you have become Agni, the form, the eye has a form, the body has a form, and through that it illuminates the whole world and pervades the whole world, all the directions, the whole time, etc., etc., etc. In this way, one must understand, and here it is told. Where are we? Sa esha vaishwanaro vishwarupah prano agnirudayate tadetad ruchabhyuktam. So, again another understand this aham vritti. Aham, the vritti means thought. This I thought, this ego, this aham vritti, the experiencer, which is born, he himself is pran, he himself is the enjoyer and the owner of. Now we are going one step further, okay? I'm not telling you to take the position, drop the position of individuality and take the position of totality. Now I'm taking you beyond totality. And what is that? He himself is the owner of totality and individuality. If you don't have mind, if you are not conscious, will you know the word Jeev Jagat Ishwar? Jeev Jagat Ishwar, the individuality, the Ishwar, the Lord, the totality, and the world of names and forms. Will you know if you are not conscious? Does a dead man know that? No. It is only when there is this I thought. This I thought is the owner of Jeev Jagat Ishwar. It is for his understanding the idea of microcosm, macrocosm, and the matter, which is the world. So consciousness expressing through matter at microcosmic level is called as individuality, and consciousness expressing through matter at the totality level is called as totality, or totality, macrocosm, as macrocosm. So in other words, this aham vritti, this I thought, is the owner, is the enjoyer, is the atta eater, enjoyer of what? Not only of individuality, not only of totality, but all the names and forms also, which is the world. So who is this fellow who is beyond individuality, totality, and the world? That you are. That you are. So don't get lost in individuality, don't get lost in totality. And certainly, under no circumstances, get lost in the world. Then what to do? Either don't get lost in the world, or individuality or totality, or accept all the three as the self. Then there is no rebirth. So this was told as the vision that the sun is experiencer and everything else is, he enters into everything, and that example of sun was to represent the totality, but now we have told you go beyond the totality. And the same thing was told that all this is given in the Richa Bhuktam. Richa is the mantras. And how does God, or in other words, if God has to manifest, how will he manifest? He has to become aware of his own potentiality. Manifest his own potentiality. He has to become aware of his own potentiality. Is that potentiality in the ocean separate from the potentiality in the wave? No, it's one and the same. Is that potentiality in the total gold separate from the potentiality in the individual ornament? No, it's one and the same. Is the potentiality in the totality separate, different from the potentiality in the individual? No, it's one and the same. Invoke, bring your attention to it, and be aware of that potentiality within you. We may not pinpoint everything. There is nothing to pinpoint here. Words have their limitations, but catch the idea that is being presented. It's a little bit abstract. Nothing is, you cannot conclude it in a particular way. There will be no experience. But if you think like this, you will be free, here and now, right now. So where does this potential and the potentiality, he becomes aware of his own potentiality, and the moment that happens, where do both exist, the potential and the potentiality? If two are there, two cannot exist in nothing. Where these two, the subject, object, the knower known, the seer seen, the Shiva Shakti, where are they existing? For two to appear, it was only one. But when that one appears as two, where are these two appearing? With reference to the two, where they are being accommodated is called as space. So the idea of space comes about. And then the sun, the moon, and then the space is then described in the terms of directions, etc., that we have already seen. Continuing the discussion. 8th verse. Repeat after me. Vishwarupam harinam jata vedasam. Vishwarupam harinam jata vedasam. Parayanam jyotirekam tapantam. Parayanam jyotirekam tapantam. Sahasrarashmi shatadha vartamanaha. Sahasrarashmi shatadha vartamanaha. Pranah prajanam udayatyesha suryaha. Pranah prajanam udayatyesha suryaha. Together. Vishwarupam harinam jata vedasam. Parayanam jyotirekam tapantam. Sahasrarashmi shatadha vartamanaha. Pranah prajanam udayatyesha suryaha. Here it says, all the forms of the nature of light, full of knowledge, support of everything, of the nature of effulgence, one without a second, and ever bright, a brightly burning sun. The wise people have known this sun as their Atma. So the sun in the outside world has to be recognized as the Atma in the inner world. So that inner world, what I just told you before, that Jivatma, the Ishwaratva and the Jagat, all is illumined by one. Just as this sun is having millions of rays and is illuminating the present and also with millions of waves, it is illuminating the present, and it is as life, it is illuminating the beings in this world, and that is told here. And let's see what the Bhashya says. Vishwarupam Sarvarupam Harinam Rashmivantam Jata Vedasam Jata Prajnanam Parayanam Sarva Prana Ashrayam Jyotir Ekam Sarva Praninam Chakshur Bhutam Advitiyam Tapantam Tapakriyam Kurvanam Swatmanam Suryam Surayo Vigyatavanto Brahmavidaha. It says the Vishwaroop. What does Vishwaroop mean? Sarvaroop. So here each word is taken, and Shankaracharya ji is explaining what is its implied meaning, or what could it mean if when take. For that you have to take the position of Shankaracharya to understand. So Vishwaroop means Sarvaroop. That means that one alone who is of the nature of the world, means he has taken all the forms in this world. Harina. Harina means Rashmivantam. Rashmivantam means it is, Rashmi means the rays. It alone has, Harina means the gold, golden, of the form of gold. And what is that gold? Rashmivantam. Rashmivantam means that it is the golden rays. Jata Vedasa means Jata Prajnanam, meaning what? That which has gained all the knowledge. Parayanam, meaning Sarva Prana Ashrayam, means it is the support, the substratum of all the pranas. It is the foundation of all the enjoyers. Prana, don't forget, prana is not the breath we are talking about. Prana, Rai. Prana is the enjoyer, Rai is the enjoyed. So he is taking the form of all he is supporting all the enjoyers. Then next one, what is it? Prana Ashrayam, Jyotirekam. Jyotirekam here, Jyoti. What does Jyotirekam mean? Sarva Praninam Chakshur Bhutam Advitiyam Tapantam. Chakshur Bhutam. Okay, we stop there. Sarva Praninam Chakshur Bhutam means Jyoti means that of all the enjoyers, all the beings, he is the eyes, because it is through the eyes only we experience the world. And Eka meaning Advitiyam, meaning one without a second, and Tapantam. Tapantam means Tapakriyam Kurvanam. Tapakriya Kurvanam means it is one without a second, and just like the sun is continuously burning, there is no stop, there is never a moment of rest for the sun. Continuously the tap means the burning. We can only use the word here, burning. The activity of burning is continuously going on. Similarly, for our, at the gross level, at the worldly level, we see the sun has never become cold. It is continuously burning, giving light and giving and all that. Similarly, the Brahmavidaha, they have what they have understood, that the sun, they have applied it on themselves, and how they have recognized it in themselves. Swatmanam Suryam Surayo Vijnatavanto Brahmavidaha. the Brahmavidaha, those who know the self, those who are established in the self, they have come to know that sun outside to be the Atma within. Ko sauyam vijñātavantaha. Who is that who has come to know it in this manner? So here it says, Sahasra Rashmi, Rashmihi, Aneka Rashmihi, Shatadhana Ekada, Prani Bhedena, Vartamanaha Pranaha, Prajanam, Udayatyesha Suryaha. Jo, here it says that which is the Sahasra Rashmi, this infinite number of rays, the golden rays, so what is that? What have they taken to be the Atma? That sun outside, which is of infinite number of golden rays, and which alone brings about the differences among the beings in the present moment, and also is appearing as the life in and through all the, or is appearing as the enjoyer or the knower or the experiencer through all the beings. That Surya, that sun, the wise people recognize as the Atma, as the self, because this self alone, with its infinite golden rays, it is all-knowing, and with its infinite rays, illuminates and supports. What it supports? Jeev, Jagat, Ishwar. It supports all the three. It supports the individuality, it supports the totality, and where is this individuality and totality expressing? In the world. So world of names and forms also it is supporting. The individuality is also supporting and permeating, and the totality also is supporting and permeating. In this way, the verse, what was the verse? Vishwarupam harinam jata vedasam parayanam jyotirekam tapantam sahasra rashmi shatadha vartamanaha pranah prajanam udayatyesha suryaha. In this way, we must understand this verse according to, we must discover that this Surya is me. The wise men say they come to discover through such contemplations by studying this Upanishad or this verse. They come, and those who are established in the self, that which is the supreme, it alone is expressing as light, and that light alone is expressing as vision in each individual, in everyone. And this Surya, this sun, is me. The wise men come to know in this manner. The light is in this way expressing the same knowledge, functioning through different holes in all, is called vision. Vision is not only at the eye level. Vision is also hearing, because the light in the behind the ears is illuminating all the sounds. The light behind the nose is illuminating all the smells. The light behind the tongue is illuminating all the, illumination is called vision, illuminating all the tastes and so on. And in this way, we understand therefore the experiencer and the experience are now important point. Therefore both the experiencer and the experienced, both are matter, and all that is seen and that not seen is also nothing but matter. Thus, the relative experience of experience and experiencer and the experienced is same. the relative experience of the experiencer and the experienced is same. Both fall under the category of Rayi. Both fall under the category of matter. Therefore, two experiencers are there at the same time. This is your experience also. If you take a chill pill and look at your own experience, this is what is Mundaka Upanishad, Do Suparna Sayuja Sakhaya, that two birds are sitting on a tree. One is enjoying the fruits and the other one is only watching. Similarly, these two experiences are going on at the same time. One is going through the experiences and becoming an experiencer. For example, you can go back, but at a very gross level, the self alone is becoming, or the I alone is becoming the experiencer called the seer, knower, toucher, feeler, taster, etc., etc. But I is I. It's not affected. It's taking this role with reference to something. Exactly. So this is one, that one is going through the experiences, taking the experiences to be real and becoming an experiencer. And this experiencer is the pseudo experiencer. He is not the real one, because he is becoming. There is no becoming policy possible where everything is one and yet two are seen. So that relationship between the two who are actually one can be only an imaginary relationship. It cannot be the real one. Therefore, pseudo. And the other experiencer is the one who is not affected by the experience. Experience means an interaction between experiencer, experienced, and the instrument of knowledge. So who is the second one? The second one who is watching these three come and go. So are you not watching that the seer seen seeing came, then the hear heard hearing happened, then the knower known knowing happened, then the taster tasted tasting happened? These are, when I say these three, it means one thought. So thought is coming, thought is going. First thought was of taste, second thought was of seeing, third thought was hearing, fourth thought was how long this lecture is going to go on, fifth thought is now I'm hungry, I got a call. So who is knowing it? So one is the I in reference to something. It is called the specific I, and the other is the non-specific. Who is he? The witness. Who is he? The untouched one. Who is he? Who is watching this game of the Triputi going on, the game of triad, subject, object, and instrument of knowledge happening. And in this way, the story is told. We'll continue from here in our next class. What verse did we stop on? 7th, isn't it? 8th we concluded. So
yes, 8th.
8th. So 9th we start in our next class. But next Wednesday will not be there. So we will see it in the week after, or somewhere in between. If I have time, I'll send the SMS and you can log on. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Just sit quietly for a moment. Hari Om, everyone.